You're right everyone, welcome back to the Hammer and Talk 2 YouTube channel. Obviously, as you know now, that I do like to go into a little bit more depth on this channel. Not even a little bit more depth, but just speak about a few different things that I didn't quite cover in my match review, but the video that I initially do after the West Ham matches that come on. So I wanted to just speak about just a couple of things to you lot, and I want to know your opinions on every single one of them. The first thing I want to speak about is Aaron Cresswell's performance at left centre back. You know, he's played there now for the last couple of games, and for me, I think he's doing brilliant. Especially, you know, considering his height. You know, he's quite short, Cresswell, and you know, he's not the kind of player to, you know, he's not like a Ginge, goes in, you know, with his head and is willing to, you know, take on anyone. You know, he does like to shy away from, you know, powerful players, and I think he's been, I don't know how he's done it, but I think he's just played brilliant. I mean, maybe it is a little bit of, I don't know, like maybe it's credit to the players he's playing alongside, you know, in Ogbonna, Ginger, Pele, Reed, you know, they've been at the centre-back with him when we've played kind of like the three at the back. But for me, I've got to say, for this game, for this Stoke game, he was really, really good as well. I love the way, this is what I love about West Ham, right? I love that Arnautovic is, you know, when he plays on the wing, either side, it doesn't matter, but I love it when, like, Arnautovic can be on the left, and it's kind of like West Ham, they kind of, it's like a circle that rotates around. You've got like Arnautovic goes down right down the left wing as a left forward, then Masuaku comes down the wing as like a left winger, and then Cresswell comes around as well as like an overlapping. It's like there's three lots of people running down the left wing. I love it. And even when Arnautovic is pounding in the other side, you know, you've got Masuaku running around, and then Cresswell breaks free and goes around. But you know, when you've got players like Ogbonna that's pretty quick, he can do that when you've got a player next to you. But if you've got like a Ginge next to you immediately, or a Reed, you can't really do that if you're Cresswell, because they haven't got the pace to kind of follow you around and then cover your ass if you do get caught, you know, going forward. But for me, I've got to say, Cresswell played brilliant, and you know, the last couple of games, he's really coming into form in my opinion. The next thing I want to speak about defensively is the Ogbonna and Ginge combination. Them two, right, for me, was brilliant against Peter Crouch. You know, they really showed him, you know, that double teaming up on a player, you know, can really knock the confidence of the player. Because I've done Crouch, you know, given that his height, he should be doing a whole lot better in this game. He should be getting to a whole lot more balls given that height, especially when you've got the delivery of Shaqiri coming in. But Ginger, Pele and Ogbonna persistently double teamed up on him every single time. They was just going up, and it was like, you know what, this is working. This tactic is brilliant, and it was so good to witness that we actually had a game plan out there defensively. Moving on again, even with Zabaleta, right, that guy put in such a hard shift. He really works tirelessly, Zabaleta. I don't think his guy gets enough credit for, you know, I don't want to say he's an old boy, but given his age and given how much he runs, he's such a solid professional. I wish we had him for a few more seasons. I really do. I wish he was like 29, you know. And I don't know, Manchester City fans, they are really, I think Manchester City were just really privileged to have this kind of player as their right back for so long. It's just a shame we never got him, because we are, well, I don't want to say it as a whole fan base, but I think a lot of us are really starting to love him as like one of our own. It's like, oh, we love you, Zabba. Oh, you're such an hard working fella. Oh, you're such a good geezer. You know what I mean? We really like him, and he's really nice on social media, and we know his history, how professional he is with Manchester City. He's just a general all-round really nice guy. But you know, performance wise, again, I thought he was really good defensively today. I know obviously Adrian didn't have much to do, but as a whole defence, we was brilliant. I want to speak a little bit more about the attacking phases of play now, starting with Antonio. Now for me, I thought again, I don't want to put a negative on it, I really don't, but Antonio didn't look 100%. He looked, for me, he looks fantastic for the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but then he just declined so quickly. And I've said it in the previous video on my other channel that I do think that he needs a rest. He really does. I had Chris Agabusi message me on there saying that there's fatigue with, because he's an athlete and he knows about all this fitness and all that bollocks. He knows how the body works, you know, and even he was saying that he thinks he needs a couple of games rest and recovery, you know, like, but the thing is, yeah, you got to try and do it in a way where it's subtle, you know, where it's not like you're performing, you got to try and get through to him that it is for his benefit. It is because, you know, we actually care about his body, and we want him for, you know, for future games. It's, you know, just to blast through, and we love it when he just blasts down that wing, you know. He just constantly blisters up and down the pitch, and I want that back. I don't just want, you know, 45 to 50 minutes of it. I don't want that, or even just the first half. I want to see him doing it throughout the full game like he was doing before. I just feel like maybe he really does need a bit of a rest, but he did play well again. He did play well, but just not as well as we know he can play. I've got to say, you know, going forward wise, again, I said this before last season, I think it was, when we played a couple of games up top. Antonio's not the greatest when it comes to the defensive line holding it. He does tend to just run off, and you know, he's got to be aware of the defenders, because they do like to hold their line. Well, they know how to hold their line. If you come up against a proper defence, they hold their line and they watch it and they see who's the person slightly back. And if Antonio's level with the one slightly back, and the one at the back, the only one. If you've got two, let's say for example they've got four at the back, right? Then just one of the centre backs is just slightly further back than the rest, right? Playing him on side, and he's level with him. Now all it takes is for that player to step one step forward, like to anticipate that pass is coming, take one step forward and he's offside. You know, it's, you know, then the linesman will blow up. So you know, he's got to be really, really careful and watch that line, or at least get in line with the second player that's furthest back. You know, or just stay in line with the defence. Period. You know, just play a little bit better when it comes to the offside, because I just think he needs to be a little bit more aware of it. Yeah, that's my only criticism about Antonio, but I really, really do hope we get some rest. The last thing is about the substitutions. Obviously we had Sacco come on, but I don't care about Sacco, so I'm not going to speak about Sacco, although he scored a simple tap in. Yeah, sweet, cool. My man I want to speak about is Hernandez. You know, I've got a lot of subscribers that say to me that, you know, they're a little bit worried, especially Mexican ones, saying that, you know, given his time at Manchester United when Moyes was there, that, you know, he didn't play Hernandez, and you know, there was issues between them, and you know, now he's at West Ham, he's being subbed and that. I think right now he's doing the right thing, Moyes. I think he's setting up fine, but I do think that maybe now he needs to start, you know, really start thinking about resting Antonio and bringing Hernandez in permanently, because again Hernandez was finding the spaces, he was finding the gaps. Hernandez is a brilliant little player. He really does need to play. He's a first team player, and I know that pretty much every team by Leverkusen he's been a sub, you know, but for me I think he's a starter. I think he's definitely warranted it as well, like on his performances on the pitch, constantly picking up the second balls, going for 50-50s, chasing lost causes. This is what Hernandez does. He's a really hard working footballer, and I really want him to succeed at West Ham. So I really, you know, I really hope and I pray that David Moyes does start him in the next couple of games. But that's it, people. Just wanted to, you know, elaborate a little bit more on a couple of things at West Ham United. One more thing I want to speak about is Mark Hughes. I think Mark Hughes, when Arnautovic came off, he got subbed off. Arnautovic was swearing at him and stuff. I think that was quite a bit naughty, that. You know, he was really swearing at him. Arnautovic was having a good old, you know, afternoon, having some banter and that with the Stoke fans. Yeah, he did get on the score sheet and that, but the bottom line is that's what he's paid to do. You know, he did it, and I just think swearing at him and things, it's not really cool. And you know, Hughes is really close to actually losing his job, and I just think maybe, I don't know, I think I've lost quite a lot of respect for Mark Hughes to do that. You know, he's meant to be a grown-up big man, and to be swearing at him as he's coming off is really low and professional. That's just my opinion. And you know, Arnautovic kind of took it really cool. Apparently they wanted to interview him after the game, and he went, I've done me talking on the pitch, that's it, I don't need to be doing it backstage. So, you know, kudos to him, fair play to Marko Arnautovic. A lot of people was man of the match today, and for me I thought he was brilliant. And yeah, if anyone says he was man of the match, then fair play. You know, he put in a fantastic shift. So did so many players, especially the midfield as well. I've got to say, Lanzini was looking better. Mark Noble, you know, the performance Mark Noble put on before that injury, he was brilliant. He was absolutely fantastic. He's answering me as a critic. He was really answering me this season. I thought I kind of was on a bandwagon when it comes to, you know, he hasn't got the legs. He's not the fastest player. He never had the legs to be blitzing past players, but he does keep going. He's an engine, Mark Noble, you know, and he's proven a lot of people wrong. And yeah, I just hope he continues to prove me wrong, just as David Moyes is. I did say I don't think David Moyes is going to be the Messiah, the saviour of West Ham United, you know, but you know, he's proving me wrong. He's got a game plan. We're looking organised. We've got tactics. He knows what he's doing substitutions wise. He's got the team performing. The momentum is up now. It's the morale of the players. They're in good spirits. So he's proving me wrong. You know, pretty much everyone at West Ham has proved me wrong right now, and I just really hope they can prove me wrong and stay up this year in the Premier League. But anyway, people, I want to know what you think down below. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gone. Comment, like, subscribe, and as always, keep sharing my stuff. I'll see you all later.